Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for attending these presentations. My name is Muhammad Ali Pahmi with my colleague Ahmad Faisal Ayub and Gendut Supraitno. We are going to presentate our paper in Borobudur International Symposium December 2022 with the title is Change in Priority Scale Analysis Between Needs versus Wants, Expectation is Customer Perspective during and after the COVID-19 pandemic using fuzzy AHP method. Introduction. So the COVID-19 that occurred in the global since 2019 and currently market conditions are uncertain due to the COVID-19 phenomenon. But from the other perspective, this condition is testing ground on how the influence of customer psychology can shift the priority scale from wants to needs. In the end, customer will choose to determine decision making to purchase product and services. So this is our research aim. Is there will be a change scale priority in customer perspective when compare in pairs between the two criteria from want and needs. So we consist of 7 divided product. In the needs we have 4 items. It's a raw food, meat and vegetable. 2 is fast food and beverage. 3 is health include vaccine and sanitation, and 4 is electricity. And wants we have 3 items: gas, fuel, internet data, and transportation include online type. Based on our research in literature review, so far until 2022, there are at least 8 research that already occur, but as we can see here, there are no research related to to compare between the wants and needs. So this has become our aim and gap in the research until now. So the methodology that we use in this research is using the AHP method, which is developed by Sati in 1980. So we have 2 conditions that we one goal, buying decision, and we make a criteria pandemic COVID-19 and normal or before pandemic with 7 item wants and needs in here. So we collect data variable, a second data related to what kind of product service that meet the need versus want criteria, and the second one's the number of respondent in AHP is decided only 2, but in here we collect 36 data respondent. The third one, the science type of analysis, consists of a model, create and pairwise comparison model, concept in AHP in analytical hierarchy process. And we using Google form questionnaire with a data link to a AHP model. And the fourth, we make analysis process, consists of verification of data input and sort out the biased data and analyze using AHP. With validation that we going to accept is ratio is more or less is 0.1, and fourth, we conclude the analysis and result and finding. And from the finding, from the 36 data, we taken out and only use 22 data. This is just some display, and we measure that from the data we have signal is for 58%, and also from the data we conclude that there's more men in the data that we collected, and the age is around 17-25 is the majority of our data that we taken, 52%. And using AHP model, we conclude that we can see the before and after COVID, and also the change value of each item that related to that. And from the graphic that we can tell, before COVID, needs is much less, and wants is much more higher compared to the needs. This is probably because of the lifestyle. And then after COVID, it changed. the wants is much more smaller and the needs become more higher. As we can see in the listing here, that the transportations in the wants is reduced from 38% to 21.16%. This is probably due to the lockdown. And interestingly, that the change in the normal condition compared to the COVID is that the needs from 19% changed to 40.7%. As we can see in here, that the health include vaccine is much more higher in the change value, rather than raw food. And the fast food beverage is much more higher, it's the highest from all of the change value. So we can see here that the customer have a different or change behavior before and after pandemic. So the conclusion is that from the result and finding above, we conclude that before pandemic, the wants aspect is higher than needs, and that with the transportation is having the highest rating scale in both before and after pandemic. And two, a very particular finding after in COVID-19 situation occurred, that there were major transition rating scale between needs from 19% 0.16 to 40.72%, with fast food and beverage having the highest change value gap, at least 11.31%, and following by health 9.16%. And the third, in contrast to that, in the COVID-19 situation, there were major transition on rating scale in wants, from total 80.84% to 59.28%, with transportation having the highest hit on minus change, with the value gap is minus 40.22%, and gas fuel is minus 4.04%. So from the data analysis and list above, we conclude the main finding that indeed there are change scale parity in consumer perspective from wants to needs. So this is our conclusion from our research, and this is the reference that we use in this research. Thank you for your attentions, and see you on our next presentations. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you.